Hey, what up, people? This your boy Jay Truth again. Okay, let me go on here and get serious for a minute right now. It's two taboo subjects that nobody don't want to talk about in the black community. Seriously, they don't want to talk about it. It's considered taboo or whatnot. The main reason why I brought it up for because almost 2 weeks ago, quote unquote, a black actor, Lee Thompson, young, um, better known from famous Jet Jackson back in the day to the early 90s, and also a new show, Rosali's and Al's, on TNT. Most recently, he committed suicide. So they say he committed suicide. But people need to really think about it, man. Especially in the black community. It's two things they don't talk about. They don't talk about depression or suicide. And let me get these stats right. Suicide and homicide are the two leading cases of death within the black community. But homicide is more talked about. Suicide is like pushed under the rug. Also, depression. Depression is something that's not talked about in the black community neither. Because I can tell you straight up, but right now, there's plenty of people right now that's depressed, don't want to talk about nobody because they don't want to be looked upon different, or especially in the black community, if you talk about any of your problems or anything, they look at you as weak. They look at you as completely weak and all that. And there ain't nobody out here that say they never been depressed about something. They've been, especially people out here, depressed about the economy, depressed that some of these people out here can't find jobs. There's some people out here that's depressed that they are probably living on the last leg. You got people out here that depressed because they got a autoimmune disease or something like that. But they got some blacks out here that's got autoimmune and sickle cell anemia. But they get depressed and they feel like suicide. And top it off, in school, most of the people that's getting bullied now is the black boys, because some of the black boys out here that's growing up moist, they ain't protecting themselves. They get depressed, and some of these women, these little girls out here some of these little black girls are getting bullied too. They get depressed, and ain't a female out here ain't a person out here, especially a black person. They cannot say they never in their life thought about suicide, especially when they were younger. See, I can honestly say that I thought about suicide. I was depressed for 2 years when I was young because I was short and stubby. People used to pick on me. I was bullied. So I could relate to some of them, the victims of the bullying and everything like that, because they fall under depression. But sometimes you need to talk about your problems. But in the black community, they don't want to talk about it. And that depression build up, and you have them committing suicide. But yet, in the black community, it's not talked about. People don't want to say nothing about it. It's taboo. It's only white people that commit themselves. And like I said earlier, it's more black people in the black community that's committing suicide because, one, they've been diagnosed with a disease like HIV/AIDS. They're killing themselves. They have been diagnosed with depression, drug addiction, depression, because that depression leads to the suicide. They killing themselves because of the depression and all that. And some of them is killing themselves, because especially some of these men out here, they rather die, kill themselves than go to jail. They will commit suicide. And some of these women out here commit suicide because they can't take the pressure. They can't take the pressure of life, especially they raising kids by themselves, because most of these black women out here made the wrong decision picking no good niggas to have babies with. And they get depressed and they feel like taking their life. Same thing like these dudes out here. They get depressed, and for real, they get depressed, and because of all the stress and all that, they wind up, some of them take their life. But some of the people out here, especially in the black community, they try to cover it up and say, well, he got killed or he died in his sleep. but really he died. He committed suicide, but nobody don't want to talk about that because that's considered shameful. But you got to really dig deep in that person, especially you got to dig deep in that person, especially in the black community, because they don't want to talk about it. Half the people in there right now depressed. They feeling right now like killing themselves, but due to that bullshit ass religion, they don't want to do it because they so domesticated to that religion, thinking they gonna go to hell, which we already living in hell. I'll break that down later. So y'all really need a really, I'm saying, stop being so much trying to be so much a hard ass. So I'm still stuck in some of my ways too. I don't want to talk to nobody about how I'm feeling or whatnot. But over the years, I got old. I just decided to really, talk about my feelings and be more real and all that. See, I'm still depressed right now. I'm depressed about my heart. I got a bad heart. I'm depressed about that. Because I don't know when I'm going to go. But the black people, y'all need to start talking about the suicide rate and the depression rate in the black community, because there's a whole bunch of people out here that's depressed, and that depression is leading to suicide, but you don't want to talk about it. As always, this is your boy J Truth. Thank you for watching. Comment, rate, strive. Peace out.